again. This is Glynis McCants. Okay, I decided to be spontaneous and have fun with you today. I wrote you last night on my Facebook page and asked you if you wanted to do some live spontaneous readings, and a lot of you responded. So I thought, let's go for it. But I also know this month, I laugh because it's been nuts, right? We're dealing with the world number 7. Somehow you're not muted, Miss McCants. So we're dealing with the world number 7, and we're dealing with the month of 7. That double 7 energy, that's a big deal, right? Because 7 is about faith, test of faith. So what I'd like to know in the comments, have you felt tested this month? Tell and share your story. I'm very curious. Where did you feel tested in your life? I mean, we're still in the thick of it, right? It's the 20th of July. So we're feeling it. And I've just seen it reveal itself in so many different ways. I probably will write more about it in my August Glynis Has Your Number newsletter. But I do want you to share your story with me. And also, dealing with double 7 energy, it means go within. Don't count so much on everybody else out there. When you're seeking that advice, maybe it's a counselor, therapist, and maybe it's not resonating. Get spiritual about it. Do prayer, do meditation, do yoga, work on anything that helps you get to the core of who you are. That would be the way to play it. And also, I've got my assistant Lydia to the left of me. I want her to give me the thought for the day. I put it over there that I thought was great. It was for the month of July. So hopefully she will locate that for me and I can share it with you. I found it to be so profound. It was basically saying that, what you are looking at behind you or in front of you is not nearly as important as what's inside you. What's going on inside you? That inner voice. It is amazing how much our own chatter can turn against us. And so I want you to pay close attention to that this month. I'm going to end up giving you a couple affirmations during this event because I want you to use them and start repeating them again and again. Do it for 15 minutes. Always say it out loud so that the universe is listening and you start to get results. That is what I want for you. I'm going to have Vanessa, who assists me and also happens to be my fabulous sister. I'm going to pull her in for a moment. Let's add her to the stream. Okay, there she is. Miss America. Vanessa, go ahead and say hi.
Hey, everybody.
Okay. So what Vanessa's going to do, we've got a lot of comments happening. So she'll be keeping an eye on comments and bringing some to my attention. If there's something up that, she thinks keeps coming up in the chat, that would be something I want to address. So Vanessa will be involved in that today. And what Vanessa's done in the past, we would take spontaneously someone to get them on camera. I've decided I want to do that a little more professionally. So that means you, if you're interested in being on camera with me, shoot an email to glynis@numberslady.com. If you'll notice, it's posted right below me, glynis@numberslady.com, and ask to be considered for that. And then the next event we do, we'll definitely pull you in and up. Okay, so that's what we'll do. So thanks a lot, Vanessa. She'll be looking at comments, and if you have a quick question, she'll help you. All righty. So what do we have? A lot of you going through stuff. Someone just called you Vanessa. They said, hi, Vanessa. Even though you're Vanessa, I wonder if she sees it as the nickname because Vanessa's nickname is Banny Sue. So that's cute. All right. So let's just go back to what's happening right now. If you find yourself being really direct, it's even before you say it, you just know it's wrong. You know that the minute you say it, you're going to have a problem. You're going to have a conflict. I am suggesting don't do it. If it's a partner, someone you have to deal with, maybe husband, wife, or child, shoot them a note and not texting. I'm not a big fan of texting because I find people misinterpret them all the time. So maybe email them and just say, look, I thought about what you said and it didn't feel good and I'll tell you why. Or just put it out there and give them a moment to respond to it because I am finding, and I've covered this in my books, Glynis Has Your Number and Love by the Numbers. When you deal with double 7 energy, it's a very blunt, in your face energy. And that's why it can come off wrong. And that's why if you're willing to just go quiet, kind of go to your Zen place during the cycle, it's a very good idea. And if you're in a bad mood and you just, maybe you're driving, dealing with traffic and you find yourself cussing and saying things you normally don't, relax and say, I'm being tested. Test of faith. Who am I? What am I? What am I going through? What do I do to improve my life? Physically, mentally, spiritually. That's what you should focus on in this month of double seven. So again, I invite you sharing some of your stories because I will talk about them in our newsletter. And I want to take a look at some of the questions that are coming through. But I think I also want to talk about personal month versus this double seven energy. Okay. So how does that work? Just remember, it's your attitude number for those who follow me. That's your month and day reduced to one digit. Okay. So let's say you're born May 5th. 5 plus 5 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. And then you add it to the world number. That's a 7. 1 plus 7 is 8. So someone born May 5th is in a personal month of 8. Month of 8 means taking a look at your physical health. But also, if you've got double 7 with that 8, watch out. Again, you might shut down. You may not want to deal with people. You may not want to communicate. But maybe it's important that you do. Don't X yourself out of life. I always say, when people get my calendar, they're like, oh, the caution day, I don't make a move when it's a caution day. That's a mistake. It's okay to pull back. You don't have to maybe deal in a meeting with people you find difficult, but do something for you, right? Work on your room, redo the house, look at painting, maybe buying flowers to make things look better. Anything you can think of that just makes you feel like I did something different today. Just something that made a difference, that just made me feel better. That's what I'm suggesting. It doesn't have to be huge, but it has to be something. And also, the phrase, when in doubt, focus out. Sometimes you have to look right outside yourself, right? So don't do for you, do for somebody else. Make someone else's day if you can't make your own. Ooh, I like that. Lydia, write that down. Make someone else's day if you can't make your own. Because it's true, you can always make someone else's life better, even if you feel you're struggling. And trust me when I tell you, it reciprocates. You'll end up feeling better. It will lift your vibration. All right. So, questions, people, where am I going? Let's see. I'm going to pop back to Vanessa for just a second, just to ask her about it. So we'll unmute Vanessa. Vanessa, do you see someone we should pull up?
You have a lot of really, really great questions in here, Glynis, per usual.
Yeah.
And there was one that sorry, it was probably pretty far up.
To give me a sense of what they said, and I'll look through it as well.
Okay, it was okay, there was a gal who would like to know if she should move into her mother-in-law's daylight basement with her family. And she has the house address adds up to 4, and then she gave the dates of birth.
Yeah,
I found her.
Great.
Do you want me to show her?
Not really. I mean, Vanessa, if you consider that, how many birthdays did she give?
Yeah, that's true. There's 3.
That's not happening. So let me explain how this works. This is called fast food numerology. We don't have time to read a full-blown room because we're trying to help each person. So again, I would focus, if I were you, on just yourself. Give me your date of birth, ask your question about you, and let me help you. And on that note, I'll just grab someone. Now, if you have a relationship and you just want to know, maybe you're dating them and it's just a mess right now, I have no problem looking at 2 people, but I can't do that full read. I would suggest to the woman who submitted that she book a session and reach out to us. I've put numberslady.com down here and also Glynis at numberslady.com so that you can reach us. And Vanessa will certainly get you set up for that. Because I
do have another one that I think it's a good one, and it's definitely one that you are so quick at shining the light. It's Wendy Raymond. She said, my daughter told me after 7 years that she's bisexual. She thought I was homophobic. I'm not. Why is she so angry with me?
But I'm pretty sure she's not laughing about that.
No, I'm sure. I think it's a great. She's got a lot of question marks and all that. So
okay, so is she Wendy Raman?
Yes, and I just gave her to you. Okay.
Thank you, Manny. All right, that's interesting. So when I pop Vanessa out, I'm going to show this. When it comes to kids, I want you to remember there's The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. If you have children, please read that book. Read the book or listen to the audio. It's so brilliant. It helps you understand children come through us. We don't own them. They don't own us. Like, we learn from each other. So it's really important that we not take everything they say so personally, even if it is your child. Don't take it to heart, because they're trying to figure out who they are too. And sometimes they'll just act out on the parent that's more emotionally available. And there's a good chance that's who you are, Wendy. All right. So you're born 8/25/1960. So born on a 7, 8/7/6, 6 attitudes, 7, 4 life path. And then she is 6/15/1999, born on a 6 day, 3 attitude, 4 life path. Wow. Okay. Now I am going to laugh. And here's why. Looks like you're both a 4 life path. And I'm going to tell you, there is no more stubborn number than a 4. When they feel strong about their position, it is hard for them to give it up. So here you are, 2 4s that have come together, and you try to have a conversation, but here's what happens. If you're not in alignment, it can be a complete blowout. It's like 2 attorneys that are defending their case. So Wendy, if you want to know how to stop the conflict, you literally have to go quiet. That's the key. You don't want to argue. Don't defend your position. Just listen to her. And you know what I would stick with when it comes to her, because she's born on a 6 day. So she's actually very strong in her own right. Yeah, she's tough and strong and opinionated. You simply say to her, I love you. I love you. I'm your mom and I'm here for you. That's it. Go back to that simple statement. Don't fall into the battle. Don't defend yourself. And the reason you have challenges, well, one, you have a 6 attitude. So these are 2 superpowers in debate, but also you're born on a 7 day. And 7 means sometimes you do shut it down. Like you can say something and you think you're being helpful, right? You're just telling the truth, but then she can take it wrong. She can be very sensitive. So again, when someone labels us and says what we aren't, let it go. It just means she's projecting something on me that's not true. But as for her anger, it takes 2 to tango. If you start pulling back and start just sending like little love notes, I love you, I'm here for you, I support you, you will see a change in her. Every action has a reaction. And when you act differently, you'll get a new response from her. All right. And one last thing, since it's really you right now, you're in a personal year of 4. So 4 means learn what you don't know, Wendy. You might want to take a workshop, read stuff, understand humans, understand what makes people tick, understand the dynamic of family so that you're not so impacted. She knows how to crush you. She knows how to push every button. Yeah, she does. And then she's in a cycle of 1. 1 and 4 personal year cycles are completely toxic to each other. So 1 means I'm about me. I'm in the driver's seat of my life. Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to think. That's not even your point. So you see what I mean? So my advice is dead right for the 2 of you. And I know you can make it better. And then affirmations. Let's pull one. We're going to give it to Wendy, but it's for everyone in the room, because even though I'm talking to Wendy, I'm sure you're thinking of maybe conflict you have with someone. And you're like, wow, that is resonating with me. Okay, so you'll love this one. Ready, Wendy? I am the calm expression of peace and see the love in everyone. I am the calm expression of peace and see the love in everyone. One more time. I am the calm expression of peace and see the love in everyone. So what you're doing while affirming that, and again, say it out loud for 15 minutes, you're just seeing the good. It's like, I'm going to see past what my daughter just said, what felt really hurtful to me. I'm going to see the love in her. Okay? That is definitely going to help you and everyone else who uses it. Thanks for your question. All right. I'm going to go like this. Is Vanessa flagging me down? I'll pull her in just in case. Vanessa?
No, I was applauding you.
Aw.
I love that. That had to make Wendy feel really good, Glynis.
Well, what I hope more than anything is that it helps her get some more understanding, because I'll tell you, Vanessa, you know the number 4 as well, but when those 2 4s, when they get going, oh my goodness, it's not cute. And the only way to stop it is to stop, literally redirect. So that's what I
And
want.
if I can just say, being your sister and watching you with your magic of knowing the four,
I'm going to
and
laugh.
I'm like, dang girl, you're amazing. She's
Not to mention, I
amazing.
said I do to a four, right? Yes, I
Honey,
did.
I do.
Yes, she's wonderful. So that she's right about that. But yeah, it is understanding energy. But the thing is, this will make you laugh. I actually love this. So we talk life path. I'm a life path 3. Charlie's a life path 4. My destiny number is 1. His destiny number is 9. Well, that means our maturity number, which comes from the life path added to the destiny, is the same number. It's the number 4. So what's very cute, that means it would show up later in my life. So I'm dealing more in 4 energy later in my life. And Charlie will say, whatever it may be, whatever dispute, huh, why do you sound like a 4? Huh, why are you acting like a 4? I'm like, it's my maturity number. And I'll say, well, would you please go back to 3? Or could you go back to 1? I mean, this is how we communicate. And honestly, it's why our marriage is so healthy and why we laugh every day. It's because we understand each other. Great tool by the numbers. So yeah, that's so true. Why are you being? Why do you sound like a 4? All right. I'm just going to say, I'm not seeing dates of birth per se. I know there are there. There's people saying good evening. So I say good evening back. Extremely overwhelmed with many losses. So Kay Blessing, I don't see a date of birth because of course I can completely help you with that because I know what that's like. I mean, there's nothing worse. And keep this in mind, Kay Blessing, that in double 7 in this cycle, this month of 7, world 7, you could feel more alone than you ever have in your life. So it's not just that you've lost people, you've lost yourself. So I'm suggesting time to pick up books, learn what you do not know, take some classes, stuff to empower you, deal with the grief. I did create that grief CD, and the letters I've got from the people who use it, they've literally healed their broken heart. So if you're dealing with losses, that could be one great suggestion for you. And again, I don't have a birthday, otherwise I would help you with that. And Keith, love it. Time is my birthday. Oh, this is fun. So when I touch anybody right now, it just jumps on. Okay, Wendy. Wendy needed to hear that. Yes, she sure did, and I'm glad she did. I'm gonna have to go back to my little co-host to see if she's throwing things at me. Are you throwing things at me? Wait, you're muted. Muted.
I threw Wendy's thanks at you, but what happened was people are writing so quickly that Keith jumped in.
You gotta love Keith, right?
I know, right? And Joe, Joe Sunderledge, I'm not sure how to say your last name. No worries, man. We know you. It was a typo that you put Vanessa. Like Glenna said, it was just funny because my
Oh,
nickname is
are you
my
kidding?
my
Her
nickname's Banny, so it's all
Vanny's
good.
too.
Yeah,
So when
right.
right, so when she said Vanessa, I'm like, wow, does she know Vanessa? Uh,
Right.
no, Joe, it's darling
Yeah,
that you did that.
we're
No
good.
worries. Thank you. Yeah, no worries. Okay, let's see. Moving right along. Some dates of birth. I'm going to ask something of you. Unless you got your numerology blueprint from me, like showing those 6 numbers, I prefer that you just give me your full date of birth with your name because there's no telling. Sometimes those numbers are wrong. And whenever a number's not right, it makes me wrong too. So that's my suggestion. Full date of birth and a quick question is the way to play it today. All right. Interesting. So Vanessa can look into this. Vanessa, I'm seeing Sherry Turner. She keeps saying, all I see is help, please, please. But I don't see her technical information. If you do, go ahead and grab her. All right. All right. I will do that. Hiding the current comment. All right. Popping over here. All right. So we got her number. It's Sherry Turner. She says, I'm moving to Maryland from Atlanta. What do you think? I think that I normally don't do this. I don't do location on this show because that's more complicated. Each letter has a number. So that means I'd have to break down Maryland and break down Atlanta. Vanessa, if you want to do that, you could type it in for me. Maryland, break down, give me those 3 numbers, and Atlanta. Otherwise, no. But how about this? This is what I would answer. This is actually a very good question. Glynis, is it a good time for me to move? All right. You're born 2/5/1949. Born on a 5-day, 7 attitude, 8/8/43. Okay. Technically, you're in a personal year of 5. So I'm just going to tell you, it's the way it goes. 5 is crazy. It's a little out of control. I often tell people, you don't want to move in the cycle of 5. You don't want to get married in the cycle of 5 because it won't necessarily go to plan. Now, the fact is you're born on a 5-day, that helps. So if you're going to make a move, just don't be surprised if it's not as smooth as you would hope it to be. Okay? Like this, the move itself, like really make your notes. What is it you have to get together? What do you need to organize? What's it going to take to make sure it goes as smoothly as possible? Because in the cycle of 5, there's no getting around it. Everyone knows I've done thousands of readings. I've looked at these patterns, and I'm going to give you an example of a dear friend of mine. She decided she was ready to move. She was going to downsize, and she was in the cycle of 5. And I actually suggested, hey, maybe you should wait for the cycle of 6, like next year, or at least towards the end of the year. She's like, nope, I'm doing it. Well, she did it. It turned out the house was not quite the way it needed to be. It was going to take a lot of redoing. And then all of a sudden the pandemic hit and her 2 college kids came home. Think about it. Pandemic hit. Suddenly they're home. Suddenly the place is too small. And she had to rent an apartment while she was waiting for them to fix the house. So that's what I mean about it may not go perfectly. Just be prepared. If you're ready for it, it seems to me, judging by your numbers, Sherry, wherever you live, you're done. Like you want to move on. You want to get out. And that's fine. But just really make sure everything goes smoothly. Make a list of what you got to do. And if it doesn't go smoothly, do not take offense. Do not get upset. Don't say, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Because the numbers lady told you about it. All right. Thank you. Thanks for the question. And Vanessa didn't give me those 2 numbers. I'll pull her up just to see if she was looking at them at all. Vanessa, you're right there. You're with us. Patty Sue.
And there's the numbers.
Really? Oh, well, now, okay. 977. And she's moving to Maryland? I mean, Atlanta.
Well, she said either or.
No.
No, she's moving to Atlanta.
Leaving.
You're right.
Yeah, perfect. I got it.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. So the good news about location is you're making a good move, meaning you're moving to a good place for your numerology. Atlanta is 336. You're a 3. So that's good. That I like the move. I like that you're leaving Maryland. Maryland's 977. So in this world number 7 month, and you're leaving 977. So the move's still a good idea. It's just the timing may be not perfect. Doesn't mean it. You could come back and tell me a wonderful story, and I welcome it. Shoot us an email at glynis@numbercity.com and tell me all about it. Okay, thank you for that. Well, what is that? All right, I'm doing this. I love this. I mean, she made it big and bold. So, okay, the name is Sasquatch. If that's not funny, what is? All right. So we got some dates of birth. Now for my brain, because I am from the United States of America, the way you wrote your birth date is backwards for my brain, right? But I still can figure it out. 7/31/1984. So born on a 4-day, 2 attitude, 3, 6 life path, power numbers. Well, you said, how do I keep my boundaries and try not to save the world? The first thing I want to say is I'm sympathetic to you. It's not easy for you to have boundaries. You're technically a 6 life path. 6s are the ones who want to save the world. They're the ones who try to fix everything. Even born on a 4-day. It's like, if I said I'm going to do it, I'll do it. And you're afraid when things are quiet. It's like, uh-oh, what am I missing? Is the other shoe going to drop? So one thing you need to learn when you wake up in the morning, just say, it's going good and I deserve it. It's going good and I deserve it. Because you're not used to that. You're like, uh-oh, it's going good, but what does that mean? What is something going to go wrong? Damage control. So the way you learn to have boundaries, which is not natural, you have to learn that the word no is a complete sentence. You have to learn to say no and then move on, because you have the right for that. Otherwise you'll be used. You can be used, taken advantage of, and then what does that do? It can make us feel depressed. And because you have a 2 attitude number, you're very sensitive. So you take it to heart. Yeah. Yeah. And I might have to pop Vanessa in only because she's also a 6 with a 4 attitude. Look at her. She's got her little dog. All right, Vanessa.
Hi, I am Life Path 6. And Glenna says to me, she literally says what she just said to you. It's true. It's tough.
She never stops. She's always trying to save the world. As she's sitting there saving Lulu, I'm sure Lulu had some attitude. She had to pick her right up. That's Vanessa for you. But my point is, the 6 energy always feels the need to do it all. You know what their fear is? If I don't do it, it won't get done. So Sasquatch, which is so not your name, and I'd love to know your real name. So shoot me an email and say, by the way, I wondered who's Sasquatch. But my real name is blank. I'd like to know what it was. Okay. But like I said, you have tremendous power to stand back and trust your process. And why don't we give an affirmation to you, right? I'll just give an affirmation in just a moment for everybody, but one that she can use as well. All right. Okay. So, I like that one too. Okay. So here's the thing. Like when we do care about people and we do so much, and then our heart gets hurt. Like, haven't you had friends, please, in comments, have you had someone that you know for a fact you were really good to them and they betrayed you, right? Someone that you loved and you just went above and beyond and they still let you down. Tell me about that. Shoot me emails about that or post about it. Because to me, that's the biggest heartbreak, right? When we live in the past, we just revisit what happened and we're like, why did that happen to me? What did I do to deserve it? Well, guess what? First of all, you didn't deserve it. It happens because life is about learning, right? We're here to learn. However, here's a great affirmation written by me. So write it down. I joyfully release the past and let only love surround me. I joyfully release the past and let only love surround me. I joyfully release the past and let only love surround me. So what you're doing is, okay, fine. I didn't choose to end the friendship. I didn't choose to have that breakup, but I deserve to be surrounded by love. And I'm going to release the past because it's not on me. What that person did, it's their karma, right? How they treat you, that's their karma. How you respond is your karma. So that's what you're doing. What a beautiful affirmation to help so many of you heal the past. Let it go so you can be happy today. All right. Thank you for that question. All right. I'm smiling because I just saw Joe apologize for something she didn't need to apologize for. All right. I'm just popping through here. I'm not clear on this. I'm only saying hi because they came from the Jeff Morrow show, and I always like to welcome new people to my channel. Taryn, you said, I saw you on Jeff Morrow show. Curious about my life path 2-1. So 2/1, not clear on what that means because you're either a 1 life path or you're a 2. If you were an 11/2 life path, or do you mean you're born on a 2 day and you're a 1 life path? So I want you, Taryn, Vanessa, keep an eye for Taryn to give us the correct birthday. Just give us a full date of birth and I'll answer that question. I want to help, but I want to have the right number to help. Okay. All right. Let's continue. Let's see what this one says. All right. Suzette, she's saying, I hope that this year improves. And her date of birth, October 9th, 1959. October 9th, 1959. So born on a 9-day, 1 life path. 7 life path. I love that I said that. I should have said 1 attitude. So 1 attitude, born on a 9-day, and you're a 7 life path. So Suzette, couple thoughts. You're in a personal year of 8. And 8 means you should be looking at your health. How do you feel? How's your neck? How's your back? Lower back? How are your knees? You know, what's going on with your physical body? Because that's what you should be tapping into. I always say, if you don't feel good, something's bugging you, maybe your neck, look into it. Like have someone check it before it becomes a real problem where you end up getting surgery. You don't want it to go too far. So that's one thing. Right now, I already said that anybody who's a 7 in the month of 7, world number 7, Work on the answers within. What brings you joy? Suzette, clearly there are things in your life that are frustrating you, but what makes you happy? I want you to focus on that. Is there movies that you enjoy? Something that makes you laugh? Is there a place that you go to, like with a body of water, the ocean? Can you get near the water, or a lake or a river? Because the water speaks to you. It's such a healing gift for the 7 to be around water or in water, even a jacuzzi. I remember I had a client who was a 7 and he lived in Arizona. And I'm like, oh no, you're in Arizona, so there's no water. I said, yeah, but I have a huge fish tank. Because I have a fish tank in my house and I just stare at those fish and it puts me in a Zen place. That's exactly true. So Suzette, consider that. But yeah, if you work on the health and then work on the financial side of your life, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Look at it as a growth spurt. That's kind of what is happening. All right. Huh. Interesting. That's what I would be doing. And then, of course, I could say whenever it's 8 energy, it's about prosperity. My financial opportunities are boundless and the universe supports me completely. So write that down. Suzette, you should be doing that. She says she's physically good, so work on the money. My financial opportunities are boundless and the universe supports me completely. My financial opportunities are boundless and the universe supports me completely. Just do that again and again, 15 minutes a day, and watch that part of your life open up for you. Whether it's opportunities or a surprise check, something you forgot about. But that's my suggestion. And then watch what you say. There's no way you can have that 7 end this cycle and not feel the need to just speak your mind. And yet when you're misinterpreted, it makes you feel bad. You're like, that's not what I meant. I want people to understand where I'm coming from. All righty. Thank you for that question. And woo, I love what that looks like, but there's my peeps. Blew that up. All right. What? I have no idea what that means. You guys, it's funny when I'm whipping through comments. Sometimes I look at what you say and I'm like, I don't know what you mean, but it's not like there's a birthday there. Therefore, I cannot pull it up. Okay. Or shouldn't pull it up because remember, not only am I doing reads, I'm doing them in the hopes that it helps everybody listening. Okay. All right. Okay, let's try this one. Popping it up. Mr. Lifemark. I'm a man born 5/28/1961. I love what you do and I hope to learn more. All right, so let's watch what's happening here. Date of birth 5/28/1961. So attitude number 6, born on a 1 day, 7/6, which is 4. Okay. So just talking about energy, when you're born on a 1 day and you're a 4 life path, it means you observe everything. Like it's not hard for you to have an opinion, Mr. Lifemark. You definitely, when you see something, it's not hard for you to go, this is what I feel, this is what I believe. And then 6 tells me if you did have kids, you would have taken pride, pride in being a good parent. Like this would matter to you. If you don't have children, then I make the joke that an animal would mean as much to you as a child. Like Vanessa, when we saw Vanessa holding her dog, that's very typical of 6 energy, to nurture and love animals, but also children. I'm not sure what you pick for work, but I will tell you this, you're in a personal cycle of 4, and 4 is a time for you to learn. So look what you wrote here. I love what you wrote. You said, love what you do, and I hope to learn more watching you. You are exactly right to be doing that. I plan on doing more events, but also I'd suggest you take a workshop with me. Hopefully you sign up for the free newsletter. Everybody should. If you go to numbercity.com, you can sign up for free. I tell you what's in store for the month. I talk about events that are coming up, and it's all about helping you heal your life by the numbers. But Mr. Lifemark, you are in a perfect cycle to learn. So thank you. And thanks for finding me. Not sure how you did, but I'm glad you did. All right. What I'm going to do is say, this is Numerologist Glynis McCants. It has been a pleasure tapping in with you. Please spread the word because I do plan on doing at least an event once a week so that I can help you. And just consider, what is it your question is? What is it you want to ask me? All right, that would be great. And I'll pop Vanessa in just to say, so she can say goodbye to. Vanessa, go ahead.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for all your questions. We always appreciate it. A lot of great energy out there.
Thank you. And thanks to Vanessa for helping me, because that really makes a difference. So again, I'm Numerologist Glynis McCants, numberslady.com. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see what I can do about getting here again next week. Oh, and by the way, I never ever say this, but I need to. If you enjoy what I'm doing, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like it, subscribe it, and hit the notification bell so you never miss it, because I really love when you show up live and I can help you in real time. And remember, what we want to do is get some of you on camera with me where I read you on this page. Okay? Thanks a lot and take good care.